Welcome to episode 277 of the Ben Briggs podcast. I am Ben Briggs. It's Saturday's episode, people, but as ever, it is Sunday. I'm sorry, I was doing stuff yesterday. It is Sunday, the 26th of March, 2023, and yeah, I was a busy boy yesterday, so I didn't get a chance to do the podcast. Last night I was up in Lincolnshire for a gig, which was the gig itself was nice and lovely in all aspects. There was a bit of a weird situation that went on. It was a bit one of them off track gigs, but that was not the weird situation that went on. I'll get to that in a minute. Let's have a little bit of fucking fly in my tea. Is it a fly? I don't know. Anyway, who needs that on a Sunday morning? Who needs a fly in their tea? Not fucking me. That's for sure. For sure. There you go. A little bit of tea there. It's going to be a relaxed episode, I'm afraid, people, because I've been out. I've been out and about this morning. There's a little park where I live. Over the way, just at the bottom of the road, literally at the bottom of the road where I live, there is a well, it's not really a pocket park. There's football pitches over there. There's exercise equipment over there that I didn't realise either. Like that, I don't know. I don't know who the fuck exercises round here. It's all smackheads and crackheads round here. I don't know. Maybe they like to keep in trim before they get off their tits. Who knows? Maybe that was what the council wanted. We'll put some gym equipment in a park where people drink fucking lager all day long. That'll change them. Won't it? They'll be sitting there drinking their cans of fucking Stella and think to themselves, what the fuck am I doing with my life? I am going to immediately go over there and use that public industrial fucking stepping machine. I don't know. The council done half waste some money, don't they? You know, if people wanted to do, what sort of fucking narcissist exercises in a public park? There are people out there. I've seen it. I've seen people doing Tai Chi in parks. I mean, in Northampton, you expect that in somewhere like Los Angeles. Yes, that's a given. Yeah, people working out in public parks, but in Northampton, you know, it's difficult to get fit around used needles, really, isn't it? Not that I'm slagging off Northampton at all. I love this place, man. I love it. Born and bred, Sam. Born and fucking bred, and I love it. Anyway, I went for a nice little walk. The actual park is quite nice. There's like a path that walks round. Surprisingly, as well, not that much dog shit. I know. I was surprised by that as well. Not that I'm out of a Sunday morning looking for dog shit, but I was expecting the worst. You know, I stuck to the paths. I didn't go across the field or anything like that. I didn't go off track. I didn't go rogue people. You know what I mean? I'm not a fucking, I'm not a fucking lunatic. That's how you get dog shit all over your shoe, and you don't realise it until you get in because of the fresh air out there, and then the pungent smell, and then you can't get rid of it because it seems to stick to the fucking hairs on the inside of your nose. But anyway, it was quite a nice little walk. It was quite bright and breezy today. You know, this could be a regular thing, people, going for a walk on a Sunday morning. I love it. Nobody about. Everybody's still getting over their fucking hangovers from Saturday night. It's fucking ideal. You don't have to walk past people saying that weird morning, hello, mate, sort of thing, whether you don't know whether they're going to say it and you say it first and they just fucking blank you. Who needs that? Who needs that sort of a rejection on a Sunday morning, on the fucking Sabbath, people? Not me, that's for sure. So yeah, I went for a little walk. I got myself a little coffee. Look at me going out, hey? Look at me. I felt like a fucking free bird just released from a cage. Um, so I had a nice little time just walking around. And then you think, does everybody think I'm a fucking weirdo because I'm walking around on my own just round the park? I don't know. I don't give a fuck what they can come up to me. Always worry about that thing because there was people sort of like walking through, and I was sort of like walking in their direction. And I always have that thing where I think people are going to go, "Are you fucking looking at me?" This is what happens to you when you grow up in a town like Northampton. You have that instant thing that you don't want to be staring too long at people. Not that I can see shit anyway. They were just blurry figures off into the background. Because of my fucking shit eyesight now, I can't see. Up close, I'm good. Distances, fucked. I can't see fuck all. Everything is a blur. If I'm not wearing my glasses, everything's a blur. And if I do wear my glasses, I look like a fucking weirdo. So I'm not going to go walking around in them. I look like a fucking Nazi war criminal defending himself at the Nuremberg trials. That's what I look like. Let's have a little bit more tea. So yeah, I went for a little walk. And that was nice, and then come back. And then I thought I'll get a little bit of writing done. Holy fucking shit! Look at me, living like a fucking lady that lunches. So I brought my coffee back and sat there for about an hour or so, writing some ideas out, and then now I'm here in your fucking lugholes, and so yeah, last night I was in Lincoln. The guys who run the gig are lovely guys, but they're always a bit weird. The last gig, I don't know if I said this last time, but the last gig I did was in a fucking shithole pub. It was just being interrupted constantly by some guy who was like head of the pub. You get that guy in pubs, don't you? You get that guy who's head of the pub. His whole life is the pub. All he wants to do is pub. All I want to do is pub, baby. That's it. All I want to do is get pissed, go home, and fucking beat my wife up. Can't I do that anymore? Hey? That sort of a guy. He's that sort of a guy. So this was in the middle of fucking nowhere in Lincolnshire. It was like it was a pub, but it was kind of weird. And I hate these sort of pubs, and they're sort of like old school pubs where you go in the front door, you can either go left to the lounge or right to the bar. They split it up. I hate these pubs. I used to drink in a pub a little bit like that years ago. That had the main bar bit, then you had the lounge where all the old people used to go, sit down, have a game, play fucking dominoes, something like that. I don't know. But they used to do that. And but this was immediately as you walked in the door. So you either go right to the bar or you go left to the lounge. I went into the bar, spoke to the barman. It was fucking rammed in there. And he goes, yeah, the gig's out the back. So, like, I had to go round the back. There's only one toilet there. I took a fucking pre-gig shit, as I usually do. I don't know what it is about my body. Maybe it's that fight or flight thing. That's what people say, isn't it? It's that fight or flight thing. I'm making myself lighter just in case I need to run away from stage. Tail between my legs. You never know, people. You never know. So yeah, I got there. Now, the preceding week to this gig, somebody contacted me who I haven't like seen in fucking years. I used to work with her at Marks and Spencer's years ago when I was at college. I used to have a job at M&S in the food department as well. They do some fucking, say what you like about M&S. Their fucking clothing is for old people. It's outdated. It's positively Edwardian. But their food is fucking amazing. I used to work at the M&S in Northampton Town Centre years ago. This was years and years ago. I used to do a morning shift before I used to go to college. So I'd fucking cycle, or because I was a fucking pretentious bastard, even at that age, at the age of 17, 18 or whatever, on a few occasions I would rollerblade to work. Yeah, I fucking know that. I know that. And this must be 3 or 4 miles to work at the time. I didn't have a car at the time. So I'd be rollerblading, which, if you know Northampton at all, where Malton is, you have to go down the Kettering Road, which is great because you go downhill from town and then you hit the uphill bit when you go past Parklands. And that uphill bit was a fucking struggle. I ain't going to lie to you. But I was a lot fitter in those days. I was a lot younger, yeah? I wouldn't dream of doing something like that now, because I had no self-awareness of what I must look like rollerblading to work, like some sort of fucking princess. I used to do that. So, yeah, you know, we've all got things in our past we're ashamed of, people, you know. But yeah, I used to work there. So girl, I say girl, she was a girl at the time, but like a woman, I think she's a couple of years older than me, actually. A woman contacted me and said, "Oh, I see you're in Lincoln in a couple of weeks." And I was like, yeah. It's nice to hear from you and stuff like that. And just chatting, you know, just saying, "Oh, I hope you're keeping well," and stuff like that. Then I get a message about a week before the gig and said, "Oh, I've bought tickets to your gig. I'll see you there. You better be funny." That's what everybody says. That's what everybody says. Isn't it? Everybody who doesn't know you that well or hasn't spoke to you for ages. And I'm sure she meant it well, meant it nicely. But everybody goes, "Oh, you better be funny. You better be..." I feel like going, what the fuck are you going to do about it if I'm not? That's the attitude. That's my attitude problem, though, people. I know that. What are you going to do? Are you going to complain? Of course you're not. You're just going to act weird around me if it goes badly. That's what happens, isn't it? Because people don't realise that has happened multiple amounts of time, and I'm quite comfortable with a gig going badly. You know, still stings every now and again, obviously, but you know, I'm fairly comfortable if a gig goes badly and you're like, it just wasn't my night tonight, or like that material, they just didn't get it or just didn't like it. So anyway, but they always act strange. You know what I mean? Oh, they look scared for you or something like that, because the vast majority of people don't encounter that situation where they're fucking humiliated on stage. You begin to grow a bit of a thick skin to it, a sort of like bulletproof fucking jacket, which is probably not a good thing, to be honest. You don't want to be getting too comfortable with dying on your ass, but, you know, it can happen. You just, you know, protect the core, innit? It's like some sort of like transporting a nuclear bomb around. You protect the core. That's it. Whatever happens on the outside, if it gets a few scratches, it's fine. I don't know, or falling out of a plane or something like that, innit? Just try and protect your organs at all times. You're gonna lose an arm or a leg, yeah? Sure. But you can live without that. That's fine. You can still live without those. Just protect your organs. Yeah, so I get there. I get to the gig. I'm having a chat at the back. There's a couple of other acts there who I know. Howard Anstock's there and Freddie Farrell, who's closing. I'm opening the night. So I get the opportunity to do the old Briggsy special. Fucking fuck off as soon as I've done my 20 minutes, right? I'm thinking it's about 2 hours away from home. I can just fuck off, nice and easy, can't I? Just fuck off, nice and easy, and just go in the first break. That's what I'm going to do. That's the plan of action for the evening, because I've kind of forgot that this woman's going to be there. So we're at the back of the room, and she comes through the back way with a friend, and the night's just about to start, so I haven't really got a chance to speak to her or anything like that. I've said all right. She said, "Oh, you look the same," and stuff like that, and I take that lie on board. Oh dear, I do not look the same as I did when I was 17 or 18. Let's just put that out there, shall we? I do not look the same at all, whatsoever, in the slightest of what I look like when I worked there. I think I had long hair when I worked there. At a certain period when I worked there, I had long hair. And I actually used to date somebody who used to work there as well. That was my first. That's my first love. Long time ago. She was a nice girl. I don't know what happened. I do. I was young. You know, I was young. I didn't appreciate what I had. Okay, we've all made mistakes, people, haven't we? Yeah, it was a long time ago, that was. I think I dated her for about 2 or 3 years as well. The woman I was, well, she would be a woman now. She was a woman then. She was more than a woman, and she made me feel like a man. She was the kind of woman who made me feel like a man. Anyway, so I dated her for about 2-3 years. That was, it was a nice atmosphere there, working there, because everybody who worked in the morning on the morning fill, I used to work in the food department there, just stacking the shelves and shit in the morning. And everybody who worked on that shift was young. Everybody was like 18, 19. There was a few people who were at university a little bit older than us, like 17, 18, I think I was when I worked there. There was people at uni, and we all used to go out, and it used to be fucking great. It used to be a great time. My first fucking proper girlfriend. I did date somebody before that, but that was fucking horrendous. First proper girlfriend worked there. Anyway, on with the story from Saturday. Let's have some more tea. I'm gonna need a little bit of lubrication for this, people. So, I didn't have much time to chat to her. So she sits down with a mate, and the night starts. The compere does about 10 minutes, introduces me, I go on. I get about 5-6 minutes into the material, and some woman puts a hand up in the audience like it's fucking school, and she wants to go for a piss or something. I have no idea. So I just went, yeah, what is it? What is it? I was doing all right at this point. 5-6 minutes in, it's all right. We're bedding everybody in. I've done a little bit of dark stuff. Just testing that water, baby. You know what I mean? I don't know who I am, so I can't fucking dive straight into it. But, she puts her hand up and goes, this is a woman, not the woman who I knew. What part of Down Under are you from? So she's obviously thought from my accent I'm Australian. Now, I don't know about you people. You can give me feedback on this. Do I sound Australian? I have no... From somebody who's from the same country as you, who asks you what part of Down Under are you from? And I went, what, Australia? And she goes, no, I thought you're from New Zealand or maybe Australia. And I was like, no, I'm from fucking Northampton, you fucking absolute mentalist. From that moment, it went a bit off track. There's a few little things people said, and I had to like go back and that sort of thing. And then some guy piped up, and then I sort of like went in a little bit harder on him because he's a guy. Then we went off track. Some like lesbian asked a question or something like that, and and made a point of saying that she was a lesbian, like you needed to, sweetheart. You got short hair and a check shirt on. You're in your 50s. You're old school lesbian. I know this. I grew up next to two lesbians when I was a kid. They lived next door to us. Yeah, they're washing line. And this is no joke. This is not a stereotype. This is not something that can be twisted. This is the truth. This is not something that can be twisted online, like people are doing to so many other comedians. Lost this week. Fucking hell. Twitter has been great for that this week. Yeah, they had a washing line full of check shirts. That is no joke. Like every week, there'd be a sea of check shirts in that washing line. From the two lesbian women who live next door to us. I imagine they were lesbian women. People used to say they were friends, but that they weren't. Like one of them was married to a guy, and then she kicked him out, and then moved an exceedingly butch lady in with her. I mean, like there was nothing caught on camera, but everybody knew. You know, now this is the time before mobile phones when you could, film through somebody's window. That people do these days. Find out, yeah, what you doing in there? Yeah, what you doing in there, eh? Tell the world, come on out. Let the middle classes embrace you as a friend so they look great. Yeah, so the gig went a bit off track. Very much like this podcast. I had a nice exchange with a lesbian. She was all right. Nice to keep up with the competition out there for the old birds, isn't it? You know what I mean? For the old chicks. Old chick competition. And then the gig went well. It was a nice one. I kept it nice and loose. Just rolled with the stuff and then finished on something and then got back. I finished on a shorter joke and then that was it because at that stage any sort of long story or whatever would have just got interrupted. So I just did a short bit. Did my bants I had to do with the people and then fucked off and sat at the back of the room. Then there was a break. So I did 20 minutes and there was a break. And I thought, oh, God, maybe that girl will probably, because I didn't get a chance to chat to her before the gig really started, maybe she'll come over in the break. And I was like, okay, I'll just wait until the end of the break, do the chatty thing, be nice, be polite. And then because I haven't seen someone in 25 years, it's kind of awkward sometimes. I'm not the most, I'm not the best conversationalist. If I don't really know people or haven't seen someone for ages or anything like that, you know what I mean? Like I don't think I've got that. You may have picked this up, people. Well, I haven't got really that warmth or interest in other people. So that's why this isn't a all the people podcast. You know what I mean? This is why it's a me podcast. I have that narcissistic trait. So I thought I'd just wait until the end of the break. And she'll probably come over and I'll just have a chat with her and then I can fuck off home. In the break, I didn't see her at all. I think she went round to the bar in the break, with a mate. She must have got stuck at the bar or something like that. And then I saw her walk in the front and just sit down and take a seat. And I thought, oh, fucking hell. And then the middle section started. So I thought, fuck it. I'll wait till the middle section. I'll be a nice guy. I'll do this. I'll wait till the middle section. I'll watch the middle section. And then that break, she'll probably come over. She's made the fucking effort to buy a ticket to travel, to the actual gig. And then, she obviously wants to chat or have a catch-up or something like that. This is what I'm thinking in my mind. So the middle section goes through, the two acts do really well, and it comes to the second break of the night. And I just see her sort of kept sitting in her seats. Didn't even look round or anything like that. If you haven't seen someone for 25 years, and you buy a ticket to their show, surely you'd want to go over and chat to him, would you? I don't know. Maybe she was just like, and then I started thinking, well, I was a little bit harsh with some of my comments that I said to people in the audience. Maybe I've scared somebody off. But I was just like, I've waited here tonight to speak to somebody. Well, or have somebody come over and speak to me or whatever. I'm just assuming out of politeness she wanted to have a little catch-up or something like that. And then... So I'm just looking at my watch thinking, I could be about 40 minutes into my journey home now if I'd have just been the arsehole I am and just fucking walked out straight away. Why didn't you do that, Ben? Now you're going to get home at gone midnight. It's going to be a fucking nightmare. The traffic, all of the fucking cones will be out on the fucking motorway because that's what they do when it goes past 10 o'clock. So, yeah, it was, the night was running quite late anyway, and it was like about, it was coming up to 10 o'clock at this point, and I'm just like, fucking hell, why didn't I just fucking go home? So, it was just a bizarre thing. In my head, it was quite a bizarre thing. Maybe, like, she's an awkward person like me, and you're thinking, well, Ben, why didn't you just go over and, like, fucking talk to her? Because I didn't think it was my fucking job to. You want to chat to me? You fucking come to me. That was my philosophy on things. You want to fucking chat to me? You come over to me. You don't make me go over to you. Yeah, it was just a bit of a bizarre one, and I was chatting to Freddie about it at the back, and I was just like, do you think? I think I'm just gonna go. Yeah. So it's a bit of a weird. It was a bit of a weird situation for me. But never mind. You live and learn, don't you? You live and learn about these things. Not that there was anything, in it or anything like that. Thinking, oh, she's gonna come over and talk to me, and I fucking, nothing like that. I was just trying to be polite. That's the thing, people. Don't ever try to be polite. Just be the person you are. Don't ever try to be polite. Don't ever try to be nice because you end up stuck in fucking traffic on the way home. I want to see that meme go round. Don't ever try to be polite because you end up fucked. That's the meme that ought to be around. None of this like be kind shit. You know what be kind gets you? You know where that gets you? That gets you stuck in traffic by Leicester at 11:30 p.m. on a fucking Saturday night. That's where be kind gets you. Fuck be kind. And you can quote me on that. That'll get taken out of context, no doubt, on Twitter. Oh, Twitter has been a fucking beauty. A fucking absolute beauty the last few days. Reading that. Some comedian taken to task, baby. He's issued an apology. That's not good enough. Never is, people. Never is. I tell you what, people have an awful lot of time on their hands on Twitter. If you ever want anything researching, or if you've ever lost a video that is posted online and was posted years ago, and you want to re-find it, just say on Twitter that it's got horrendous shit in it, and somebody will find it and post it up. Jesus. They don't have come for you, don't they? The pitchforks and the fucking torches out there. He's a fucking comedian. Comedian taken to task for using racist language or whatever in his set. And then they just snip out that bit with the whole context of the joke. Maybe it was not the best joke in the world, but, He's trying to be funny. He's not trying to be fucking racist. And then the next minute he's somebody posts up a joke about him doing about fucking a 14-year-old or something like that as a joke, and then the next minute, I like the names that changed for him. It was like, first of all, it was racist comedian, then it was paedophile racist comedian after somebody found that video. And then it was Nepo Baby, because apparently his parents are famous as well. Nepo Baby, paedophile racist comedian. It's amazing. People changing his pronouns as he's going. What is there more than 2023 than that? Somebody who's given various nicknames based on his material. He's not saying he's fucking kids. He's just like, Jesus. Let's have some tea. Fascinated by watching that, though. Not fascinated by watching somebody's life implode a little bit like that. But just I'm fascinated by the glee of the people and the blinkered view of everything that they post just to support. They've made a decision. They want to make themselves look good by a bit of virtue signaling, and they go down that path and then just post the same thing. Nobody ever says, oh, what was the context of the joke? Nobody ever says that in the comments because they just pile on and pile on and pile on. They're coming for all of us, baby. Dear. Yeah, they've had some gigs cancelled and shit like that as well. Now, I don't know. It's just, you can only do what you do as a comedian. If people want to take you to task for it, you've got to defend yourself. Obviously, I don't think apologising helps. That's the situation we're in now with everything. Apologising doesn't help. People don't accept your fucking apology anyway. They just hound you more and more and more. People are fucking arseholes. These people who get offended on behalf of other people to make themselves look good. I don't know, man. It's just a pile on. You're never going to please them. You're never going to satisfy them. All that's going to happen is they'll move on to somebody else because by apologising, you just reinforce. You shouldn't have anything to apologise for. You tried a joke. It didn't work out. They're fucking jokes. He's not a fucking politician, sweetheart. He tried some jokes. It didn't work out. Okay, I'll rewrite them and do them in another way. Yeah, is that all right? No, that's not all right. You need to. You get everything taken away from you now. Oh, fuck. Anyway, I got through all that without any naming any names. So there you go. If you're in the know, you know. If you don't, you don't. What are we on? 33 minutes, people. Holy fucking shit. I'm not going for another walk, that's for sure. I'm going to get on with my day, people. That was episode 277 of the Ben Briggs podcast. I hope you liked my little story from the weekend. Who knows? That's bound to upset somebody, I suppose. Anyway, I will speak to you on Tuesday, motherfuckers. Have a great rest of your weekend. Get out there, enjoy the fucking sunshine or the rain or whatever it's doing in your part of the world. I'll speak to you on Tuesday. You take care.